Welcome back. With obesity rates on the rise and certainly a lot of Kentuckians dealing with weight issues, there's growing concern over the health of Americans, and a new book has an interesting and unique way to look at how we eat and what we eat. It is called FoodSmart, Understanding Nutrition in the 21st Century, and we're so pleased to have the author of the book here with us today as part of her national book tour, Diana Hunter. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thanks for having me.
Tell us about FoodSmart, kind of your idea behind it, and what kind of approach you're taking to help us all learn to eat better.
We need, in my opinion, to do health reform versus health care reform. So the best thing that we can do is get educated about what we're putting into our bodies. Learn how to read labels, understand what nutrients and what type of fiber, et cetera, certain foods provide for us, make a template for our lives and carry it forward and teach it to our kids.
And as a parent, as a health reporter, just as a person in general, I think sometimes people can feel so overwhelmed about figuring out, do I need to have less of this or more of that? And also, so many things that people are focused on, thinking they have to diet and they need to limit what they eat. But the approach isn't always just restricting, it's knowing how to choose the right thing for your meals.
Very well said. If you saw how much I eat, you would say, oh my gosh, I eat way more than the average person, but I eat the right things, and at literally almost 50 here, I've never been on a weight control diet, and I can tell you it works to learn what to eat.
And you've brought an excellent example of how you don't have to deprive yourself. She brought in cookies that are even nutritious for you. Tell us about that.
Yes, they are. I like to say that this is a healthy twist on a traditional favorite. It has a lot less sugar. Where some recipes call for almost 2 full cups of sugar, this has a 1/4 cup of brown and a 1/4 cup of white. You can even leave the 1/4 cup of white out and instead add more of the white raisins in it. The recipe, by the way, is at foodsmart.org, or maybe also linked to the station. And it has very high fiber, double fiber flour, really good organic ingredients if you're into doing organics, aluminum-free baking soda. A lot of different changes in there to make it healthy. It has a lot less fat, a lot higher fiber, and a lot of nutrients added to it. Low to no cholesterol.
Now, you've mentioned some of the things that are great to include in your diet. If you had to come up with a list of things that people should try to avoid, some of the nutrition pitfalls that we may fall into, what are the things that you should probably stay away from?
Trans fats, number one. Anything that's got hydrogenated fats, I would say definitely stay away from that. White flour products. And be careful when you're reading a package, just because the top says made with whole grain doesn't mean it's high in fiber. You can look at some of the breads, and literally like Wonder Bread, you turn it over, the plain white bread has 1 or 0 grams of fiber in it. So you want to be careful with those.
And as far as knowing about some of the recommendations for families, we were talking earlier during the break about kids and with picky eaters. I'm a mom. I know how it can be sometimes when they have to make their choices. How do you lead your children and your family to have good eating habits?
Education and involvement. Take them to the store with you. Make the cookies with them on the weekend. It takes about a half an hour to get a batch out. Start teaching them what's valuable as far as nutrition is concerned. Teach them when they see a commercial and it's for food that you don't particularly care for because it's low in fiber and has chemical additives and filled with sugar, maybe even fat. Show them, here's an option for that. This is healthier for you. Let's do this instead. Let me teach you what's better. And they're going to follow that example. Women have a lot of power, it says in the recent surveys, over what kids eat.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for stopping by and taking the time to speak with us and share more about your book. It's FoodSmart. We've been running the 800 number and the website on the bottom of your screen if you want more information on picking this book up. And we will also have a link to the oatmeal cookie recipe with the healthy twist in the health section of WTVQ.com. So just check back for that after this newscast. Thank you again. So nice to meet you.
Same here.
We will be right back with a check of your forecast. Enjoying sunshine today, but will it last? Meteorologist Mary Wasson is up next.